all set? Rachel Lang is happy? Very good. All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I'm pleased to be joined this morning by Jay Goldstone, our city's current Chief Operating Officer, our Deputy Chief Operating Officers, Alia Curry and Christina Peralta, as well as Interim Deputy Chief Operating Officer Chris McFadden. And of course, you see our Police Chief, David Nislight, is here, along with our Fire Chief, Colin Stoll. This makes up our city's executive team. You will no doubt notice the presence of one more individual who I'll be pleased and excited to introduce to you in just a moment. When I was elected mayor of this great city, one of my very first appointments was to select Jay Goldstone to serve as the city's interim chief operating officer. Jay's service as our city's COO came at an incredibly critical time for my administration and for our city. As you can think back to December of 2020, we were in the throes of the COVID-19 pandemic. Tax revenues had declined to the point where we were wondering whether the city could remain solvent, and a host of other issues that were left behind without being previously addressed needed to be addressed urgently in order to provide the services our city residents have come to expect and certainly deserve. Jay has helped me and our administration to stabilize city operations and get a lot of things done over the last 19 months. I and this city could not be more grateful for Jay's incredible leadership and service during this time. We will have a lot more to say about Jay Goldstone in the weeks and months ahead, but I will tell you that when I appointed Jay, I made a commitment that we would conduct a national search for a permanent chief operating officer. And today, I'm pleased to report that we have conducted that national search, which netted nearly 200 applicants from all across this nation. One candidate rose to the top of the ranking, not only because of his qualifications and his experience, but also his spirit and clear passion for public service and getting things done. As mayor, I'm proud to make the announcement today of the appointment of Eric Dargan to serve as our City of San Diego's next Chief Operating Officer. Congratulations, Eric.
Thank you, sir.
Eric currently serves as the Chief Operating Officer for Public Works for the City of Houston, where he has worked for the past 20 years. In this role, he has overseen an extensive portfolio of operations for the fourth largest city in the United States. This includes water and transportation, the city's permitting center, customer account services, and capital projects. Eric is responsible for the safe operating conditions of Houston's streets, bridges, drainage ditches, water, sewer, and stormwater facilities, as well as all permitting and billing. While working at the City of Houston, he has received his Certified Public Manager accreditation through Sam Houston State University. He's won numerous awards throughout his career for public agency leadership, but is probably proudest of the biggest honor that he's received, which is being known across Houston as the Pothole Man. Is that right, Eric? You hear the chuckles because you know people in San Diego are really angry about the roads, and we got to do something about that, and we are, and we will. That's because when he was given this name, because when the mayor of Houston asked him to figure out how to reduce the time it took to fix potholes from a 30-day response to a next-day response, Eric rolled up his sleeves, brought together his team, and within 2 months, crews were turning around pothole repairs in just about 1 day. I think anyone who's been following our challenges here in San Diego over the last number of years know that these qualifications and experience are exactly what the city needs right now, and they align perfectly with my priorities for San Diego and for my administration. As many of you may recall, just last month, the City Council approved my Ready to Rebuild budget, which represents the largest infrastructure investment in city history. Its investment in roads, stormwater facilities, pipes, bike lanes, infrastructure, and others are all in that budget. But also in that budget, importantly, is an investment in our city workforce. These are the people who work every single day to deliver the kinds of services and improvements to our city's residents. And we searched this whole country to find someone who would fit this moment for San Diego, and I believe we have done exactly that. You know, a lot of times when a national search is performed, it just confirms that the ideal candidate was right under our nose and we promote from within. And that's often what I choose to do. But in this instance, I'm excited to welcome someone who will come to the city unburdened by the way that we've always done things in the past, and instead bring a fresh perspective to the way that we operate. I'm happy to tell you that Eric is a U.S. Army veteran who served on active duty as a lieutenant and then 8 years in the National Guard, reaching the rank of captain and serving as a company commander in the 136th Signal Corps. Eric is an engineer by education. He earned his Bachelor's of Science in Electrical Engineering from Prairie View A&M University, and then went on to earn his Master's in Electrical Engineering at Michigan State University. After an exhaustive national search, I'm confident that Eric's experience, his passion for public service, and his ability to usher in a new day within this organization and guide the excellent leadership team that you see standing here with me this morning to deliver the services and improvements that our residents need at this important time in our city's history. So with that introduction, I'm pleased to welcome to the podium my appointment for Chief Operating Officer of the City of San Diego, Mr. Eric Dargan. Eric?
Thank you, Mayor. Wow. Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate it. I am truly thrilled and honored to be here today. And I have to say thank God for creating this opportunity in San Diego for me to be here. But most of all, thank Mayor Todd Gloria for selecting me to this position. I can honestly say I am honored, thrilled, excited to be able to lead such an operation. I'm thrilled to meet this fantastic staff that's already shown support for me being here, and that's major for a team coming together to be as one. I'm also excited to work with this mayor. It's clear that he's passionate about servicing the city of San Diego. He's passionate about the employees, passionate about the citizens, and not afraid to tackle the hard issues that the city face. Working with the mayor, I think this is going to be a great opportunity for us to look at new ideals, new processes, new procedures, innovative actions that can really bring a new flavor to the city of San Diego. This aligns with what I hope to do as the next Chief Operating Officer for the city of San Diego. And I got to say thank you to Jay for sharing his thoughts and ideals and all of his experience over the last couple of years. And I'm looking forward to just being a part of this magnificent team. I confirm that as the city's next COO, I pledge to be transparent. I pledge to be innovative. I pledge to empower staff to do what they do on a daily basis and to really run their organization. I'm here to serve them. I'm here to assist them, hopefully to remove any obstacles that stand in their way. I'm also looking forward to serving the people of San Diego, because at the end of the day, that's why we're here. We are here to service the citizens. Without them, there wouldn't be us. With our employees here to service the citizens, then we wouldn't be here either. So focusing on employee development, focusing on giving them the resources and tools they need to be successful, that's what it's all about at the end of the day. And that's what I hope and plan to do with the support of this awesome team. I do firmly believe in the mayor's mission. San Diego should not be a place that's just a fine city. It's going to be a great city. And I'm looking forward to moving here to San Diego and living in such a great city. A little bit about my leadership style. I consider myself a servant leader. At the end of the day, if we don't have people to serve, then there's no point in me being here. And listening, engaging, bringing teams together in the community, a corporate world, our organizations, all of that plays a role in our success for the future. I hope to seek continuous improvement by engineer. I'm an engineer by trade, therefore I'm a data-driven guy. And I like data to support major decisions. Data can also show the transparency in how we make our decisions. And I truly do believe that you are going to enjoy working with this team as we move forward. One thing I must most recognize about this mayor is the fact he is community-minded. I've been following him on social media, and I've never seen any mayor as engaged as he is. And that shows you how much he cares about this community. And that makes it easy to work for someone who's truly, genuinely concerned, and it's about serving and not about him. I share that approach, so I look forward to hearing from the citizens. I look forward to hearing from the employees. I look forward to working with anyone that's truly concerned about this community and want to make things better. I met with most of the council members, and I'm thrilled to say I look forward to working with that team also. I believe that as we look at ideals and issues together, we will be successful. I've been blessed to have a great life at the City of Houston, 20 years, and as I thought retirement was coming to an end, but retirement is just another name for a new chapter in life. And I'm looking forward to this new chapter. I'm blessed to have my wife, Iris, by my side and excited to be here as well. And we look forward to making San Diego our home. So over the next few weeks, next month, I hope to meet most of the staff, understand the challenges that we face on a daily basis, but most of all, understand what is it that inspires them to come to work every day to do their jobs. Again, I want to say thank you to Mayor Gloria, Todd Gloria, for selecting me, and I look forward to serving you as the next Chief Operating Officer for the City of San Diego. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. We're all excited to welcome you aboard our great city team here. Just some data points for you all. Following today, Eric's appointment will go before the City Council for confirmation consideration on September the 12th. In the meantime, Jay will remain in his role as our Chief Operating Officer, and I want to repeat my utmost and sincere appreciation to Jay for stepping up during an extraordinary time to serve this city as Chief Operating Officer. His steady guidance over the last 19 months as we navigated the messes and challenges that we've had to deal with certainly are appreciated. As I mentioned, there'll be more to say about Jay in the months ahead before we anticipate Eric's full-time service to the city on starting November the 1st. I again appreciate this entire executive team that you see before you. These are the folks that work tirelessly around the clock, day and night, weekdays, weekends, to make sure this city works, doing the day-to-day stuff of just lending books and keeping the water flowing to addressing unforeseen challenges. Each of these individuals contribute a lot to make sure the city works, and they're representative of the over 11,000 employees that make up our city workforce. And now I'm excited to add Eric at the top of the org chart to make sure that the city can move forward efficiently, effectively to serve the great people of this great city. With that, I'm available for questions that you may have.
You talked about the fact that normally we promote from within, and because we've got good people.
We do.
What was it specifically? No, we want him.
Well,
as opposed to we got good people here. And did Jay weigh in terms of, hey Jay, have you met him, and what do you think?
So a couple of things. As I mentioned, we performed a national search, and we got nearly 200 candidates. They were all external candidates, and so we picked from that particular field of folks. That process was informed by an external stakeholder group that helped to winnow the list down. Jay, Paula Avila, my chief of staff, and I therefore interviewed the finalists, and Eric was the far and away the unanimous selection of really everyone involved in this for all the reasons I mentioned before. As you mentioned, he comes externally, and I think that that's good. I have a long time of service here at the city. Paula has a lot of service at the city. We were discussing a moment ago in my office how all of these individuals have served in different functions and capacities of the city, and I think that their internal expertise blended with Eric's fresh point of view, I think will be a brilliant combination to make sure that we are running as efficiently, as effectively as possible, and that would be how I'd respond to you.
If I may follow
Sure.
up, so there really wasn't anybody in-house that sought the job?
That's, yeah, that is correct, yeah.
And so we get a fresh perspective.
Yeah. David.
I was going to ask Mr. Dargan.
Yeah.
So could you summarize quickly how you went from 30 days to 1 day on potholes? I mean, it's not something manageable.
So that was in 2016.
How'd you manage that?
It was a team effort. I wish I could say I could take full credit, but I can't. First thing we did was we brought everyone that was involved in the process to the table. That means the minute that's called in, you have your 311 call taker. We brought them to the table. The IT department that processes the work orders or processes the flow of information from what the call comes in to getting it to the crews, we brought them to the table. We brought the fleet organization to the table because we had to make sure the equipment was up and running and operational on a daily basis. We brought procurement to the table to make sure that the material that we were getting to fill the pothole was going to be available, and we had work orders and vendor vouchers in place to get us material and drop of a dime. We brought the crews that actually fill the potholes to the table to make sure that there weren't any obstacles that would prevent them from doing their job. So it wasn't a matter of the executive team coming together. It was the operations team coming together, sitting at the table, putting all the flow charts from A to Z on the table and asking ourselves, how can we make this happen? It was a change in mindset. If you had asked me before, could you do it? I probably would have said no. But when you bring all the players to the table and say, this is what we're trying to achieve, how are we going to do it? And you get their input. And what we learned more than anything was get the employees that do the job, get their opinion, get their input, show them that you value what they say, and step out of the way and let them work out the process. And that's exactly what we did.
Dave, if I can add on just a little bit, I will tell you that in speaking with the current and former mayors of Houston, Sylvester Turner, Anise Parker, both friends, they sang the praises of Eric Dargan, really have shared about his inspired leadership and how it helped make their organization more efficient and effective. So I'm not surprised by either the title or the approach that he took. It's exactly what Mayors Turner and Parker shared with me. They had the good fortune of being able to work with Eric for the last number of years, 20 years. Anyone else?
Just for spelling, did you spell his name so we can get it right?
Dargan, and Eric with an E, conventional spelling. Anyone else? Very. Sure, Ed Linderman.
Did you make him write a 3,000-page essay on homelessness?
I'm gonna make you write a 3,000-page essay on homelessness. No, it did not. But
he's care to share, Mr. New CEO, COO, a fresh perspective. We all appreciate every day the complexity of this, but anything you'd like to add as to potholes and homelessness?
I'll tell you what, if I had a answer for the homeless situation, I would probably be a multimillionaire right now. But the reality is, I believe we have the right people in place to pull together a strategy to solve that problem. We've been dealing with homelessness in the city of Houston for well over 20 years. I wish I could say that we've gotten rid of it and it's truly something that we can be proud of, but we have made positive steps. And you take positive steps one day at a time. And the best way of doing that is bringing all the players to the table and making sure that everybody understands that we all have a piece in the role to play. And if we can leave egos outside and truly ask ourselves, what is it that each organization can do, whether that's from the private sector, the public sector, the nonprofit sector, to really improve this operation, I believe we can. So I don't have an answer for you today, but that will be one of the top items on the list that we will be evaluating. And the question is, what's the answer that we as a team can figure out to make this city better from the homeless perspective? So stay tuned, more to come.
Blue or Michigan green?
Green,
Oh, okay.
green, Michigan State, green and white, Spartans.
Mr. Mayor,
Thank you.
briefly, could we go over the timeline?
sure.
City Council confirmation September 12th, and then he would, obviously, November 1st.
November 1st is our
He'll
start date.
stay through November 1st.
If he,
30th?
if his wife doesn't drag him back to the house, yes. Yeah, the start date is anticipated November 1. And so what I will expect, and maybe share this, Eric mentioned it in a bit, we'll spend the next number of months making sure that key stakeholders, council members, department heads all get an opportunity to meet Eric. Obviously, this is all pending council confirmation, but I'm optimistic and hopeful. They, I think, share my passion, these priorities, the ones you laid out, potholes, homelessness, and whatnot. So we'll have that confirmation hearing. Eric and his wonderful wife, Iris, are going to have to relocate to San Diego, and so we'll give them some time to do that and then hit the ground running November 1. Okay? Thank you all very much for being here. I look forward to being back in this room with all of you and Eric and this incredible team many more times in the years ahead. Appreciate you being here this morning for this announcement.
No, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you.
I'm an Alabama fan.